It's the Cornerman Radio. We back at you live, Barzini, Boxingeye. Alright, Boxingeye, man. We just saw a great war, one of the best heavyweight fights in the last decade. But let's talk about Joshua's next opponent in the fall, because Joshua and Eddie Hearn said he's only going to fight twice a year now. So the likely next fight is his IBF mandatory Pulev versus Joshua, man. What's your take on the fight?
Yeah, man. Well, Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, they're coming off an all-time classic. That fight should be replayed for years to come. When your kids get older, they might know about that. You know, it depends what Joshua's going to do in the future. But he really dethroned a king the right way. So, yeah, if me and you are sitting down, you know, you're Anthony Joshua, I'm Eddie Hearn, we're talking, what should we do next? You know, there's a lot of options on the table, and there's a lot more money to be made. You know, that was one time, man. You sold 90,000 at Wembley. We're going to do this. We want to do this for 10 years maybe, or however long you want to do it. But there's a lot of money to be made, so that's why they're talking about 2 fights a year, this or that. So Pulev, though, if I say to you, Anthony, we should just do the mandatory. We know how the IBF is. So we take Pulev. You know, you're coming off a really hard fight. You went life and death with Klitschko. You know, Pulev just fought against Kevin Johnson. You know, that's somebody that Anthony Joshua disposed of Kevin Johnson in 2 rounds, and I think they should have stopped it in the first round, if you ask me. So Kevin Johnson just went all 12 with Pulev. Yeah, Pulev dominated the fight, I heard, but still he went all 12 with him. And then if you go back and look at Pulev's last fight, his biggest fight in the last 4 or 5 years was Derek Chisora. I mean, other than the Klitschko beatdown that he took. So obviously Eddie Hearn's like, all right, we're not going to underestimate him, but this is a nice soft touch, and people will have to understand it's the IBF mandatory. Will we do 90,000 in Wembley? Maybe not. Maybe we'll go to the O2 Arena inside and still do big numbers, you know. Is Pulev a good character? No, I don't even know what language. I think he's Bulgarian or something like that. But like you said, if it's necessary, and Joshua, because we all want Joshua to keep the belts, because we're building to the crescendo of Joshua Wilder. We just don't know when. As fans, we're going to get it. As hardcore fans, we know the politics of the game, and you can't just press fights. You know what I'm saying? They just happen when the money and the timing's right, and it's that mafia shit. You know what I'm saying? It's that boxing mafia shit. It's all about when they want to pull the trigger on it, and that's when, you know, the tits almost dry and they get every dollar they can for it and cent. So yeah, do Pulev, bro. I think he could take, you know what I'm saying? If Klitschko decides to retire, I think he could retire Pulev too. Pulev is up there mid-30s. I think Joshua will wipe him out and run right through him. You know, Pulev is tough, but like I said, he just went, 12 with Kevin Johnson? Come on, man. Kevin Johnson's old. He's like 37, 38 years old. Joshua wiped him out, 2 years ago? Under 2 rounds. No competition. But defend that IBF belt, I guess. You know? And that's a nice little, you know, leeway where, what are you going to say as a fan, bro? You know, if I'm asking you, you're not going to be mad. He just had a classic with Klitschko. You know what I'm saying? What do you think on that?
Well, Pulev is a top 10 heavyweight, no doubt. And I mean, he's better than, that name Pulev is better than any of Wilder opponents.
I think Pulev is a good
far.
name for Wilder. Yeah, you're right.
It's definitely a good name for Wilder. But I don't mind the fight. I would rather everybody want to see Wilder and Joshua. But for right now, having a war and a classic with Klitschko, I don't mind that fight because I don't want Joshua to drop his belt. So let's take care of this fight as fast as possible, and we can get another big fight after that Pulev fight. That's all I got. I think Joshua is going to wipe him out. in less than 7 rounds, and